So the gates of hell or heaven have opened up and we got some news about Diablo Immortal. What did they say? Let's talk about it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Nemo. Welcome to another Diablo Immortal video. Today, we're going to be talking about the hot news off the press. That's right, we got information, things that are coming to Diablo Immortal. I'm going to break them all down for you. Just before we get started, remember to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and stay tuned to the latest news about Diablo Immortal right here on Scrappy Academy. So what's going on? Just a few hours ago, Blizzard released a blog post containing details to Diablo Immortal. In this blog post, they talked about all of the things that are happening with Immortal. They even gave us a clue into the release date possibly, and they talked about the feedback they received during closed beta and what they're going to be doing, or some of the changes that they're going to be making in the next few months. Now, there are apparently more changes coming, not everything that is listed in this blog post. By the way, the blog post will be linked in the description of this video, so if you wanted to get the full details, you can check them out. I'm going to skip around to the most important parts. First and foremost, the release date. So Wyatt Cheng himself mentioned in this article, and I quote, "We are still planning to release Diablo Immortal in 2022, end quote. So they're going to be releasing DI in 2022, but just like I mentioned in my previous video, I'll link this for you up top, where I kind of basically compared the Q3 financial call to the Q4 financial call, specifically where they dropped the whole "it's still coming in the first half of 2022. Right here, Wyatt kind of doubles down on that and says that it is coming in 2022, but does not mention when. So what does this mean? Do you think this means that it's not coming in the first half of 2022? Is it going to be pushed back? Let me know down below. I would love to hear your opinion. What else they mentioned? Next, let's talk about the cycle of Strife. So I've complained about this many times and many others have as well. I've made multiple videos talking about the cycle of Strife and how I really didn't like the way the dark houses and the whole structure was set up. I made many videos, but I'll link one for you up top that really talks about this. I really don't think there's any incentive to be in a dark house, and I really didn't like the whole breakdown of the social aspect when the cycle turns. Because as soon as that happens, all of the dark houses get wiped, the entire thing gets wiped, and you as the player that played together with all of these teammates, build a relationship and camaraderie and all of that gets wiped. To me, that was a big negative, and sounds like they're addressing it in this little update over here. What they're saying is there's going to be no more dark houses. From now on, any clan will have the ability to turn into a dark clan, and then be able to participate in the cycle of Strife and go for immortality. If this dark clan wins and becomes immortals, the whole clan will turn and become the immortals. And if they ever get defeated, that immortal clan will turn back into being a regular clan. So at the end of the day, there's going to be no more destruction of the dark houses / dark clans now. You're going to be able to stay with your team and continue playing. I do like that a lot better. Now, how is it going to work out? How is it going to have an effect on the rest of the clans? Whether you should be competitive or you should be casual? I don't know. Let me know down below what you think about this one. Next, let's talk about the World Paragon level. There are going to be a bunch of changes here as well. And again, I actually made a video about this, talking about how the new server Paragon system, even though it's made to help the casual players progress and catch up to everyone who's playing hardcore, it was a bit too intense on the grinders, on the hardcore people. Because as soon as you get past the world's Paragon level, again, if you're not sure what that is, the video for you up top, they'll give you all the details. You basically get penalized hardcore, and you're not able to not only progress in your XP, you're also not able to salvage equipment that allows you to move your gear slots further and allows you to get your offensive defensive rating higher. So basically what ended up happening was if you got above a server Paragon level, or if you were considered a player that played a lot, you would be penalized hardcore, and almost to the point where you didn't even need to play anymore because it just gave you nothing. Right? Well, they're addressing it in this update as well. Looks like they're getting rid of all the penalties when it comes to the hardcore people. You're going to be able to progress and play as much as you want. In fact, you're going to be able to take your gear slot and progress them. There's no more salvage debuffs and all of that. What they did instead is the higher levels of the gear slots, like all of the highest levels, are just going to have a lot more, basically going to make you grind a lot more. So instead of penalizing you for, I guess that's the best way to put it. Instead of penalizing you and slowing you down, they're just making those gaps a lot longer, so it takes you longer to get there. So you'll still be able to play as a grinder, you'll be able to distinguish yourself from somebody else and play as much as you want and get your XP and you loot and all that stuff, it's just going to be a lot harder to get there at the highest levels of the game. Monetizations, what do they do? There are a few changes, but two that are important. The Boon of Plenty is now getting a rework. We didn't get any more information about it, besides that a lot of people during the closed beta did not use the Boon of Plenty or didn't think it was worth it. So it looks like they're reworking it and trying to make it more appealing. The other thing they're doing is, or they're saying they're going to do, is they're working on a way for you to be able to transfer your gems to your alternative accounts. This is one of the things that I complain about as well. I'll link this in the video for you up top. But the whole idea of paying for legendary crests, getting legendary gems, upgrading them, putting a lot of money into them, and then not being able to move them from one character to another is a big negative, because it promotes you to stay with that single character and not explore other classes. And that's what Diablo Immortal is all about, right? You should be able to play with different classes. Like, for example, when the new class comes out, maybe years down the line, are you going to want to switch from your character with all the highest level gems you have if you can't take those gems with you? Most likely not. And that's my issue. So it looks like they're going to be addressing that. That's a really good positive change. I love that. Thank you for listening to us. Like I said, I made plenty of videos about it, but I'm glad that this is a change that's coming, because it's going to effectively make things a lot better for other players. Now, I don't know how it's going to work, so we'll still have to wait and see, but changes are coming. By the way, speaking about changes, did you know that me and Echo have a clan family? That's right, we have an entire clan family called Scrappy Echoes with our own Discord server that you should join. I will link it in the description down below. Right next to the blog post, you will see a link to our Scrappy Echoes Discord server. So you want to make sure that you come on down and join and get ready, because as soon as this game comes out, we're going to have multiple clans. We're going to have a way for you to come play with us. Really important for you to come down to my server, my Discord server, Echoes Discord server, and come on down to the Scrappy Echoes Discord server. It's going to have all of the important information, links to all of that down below. And there are a few other changes that are positive. For example, controller support is getting expanded, so that's always good, more controllers. We're also going to have some changes to the Heliquary. The Heliquary bosses are now going to get levels, so you're going to be able to select what level you want to fight them at. This is in order basically to help other people that complain about the fact that the Heliquary bosses have lots of gaps in them. Some of them are very difficult. Some people complain that the first Heliquary boss was a bit easier than the second one. We thought was really difficult and they couldn't do it. So because of that, they've basically implemented new levels on the bosses. You're going to be able to select what difficulty level you want to play and beat the boss at. And again, the bosses are coming once a month. There's going to be new ones. It's pretty exciting, but that's the changes for the Heliquary. On top of that, they're also going to be changing the way the bounties are played. Bounties are no longer groupable. They're now solo thing in the world, which is honestly a really good change in my opinion. I really didn't like waiting for other people to complete my bounties. I feel like bounties should be solo. Looks like the Diablo Immortal team agrees. So all of the bounties are now going to be solo. You'll be able to do them by yourself and not have to wait for others to group up. And last but not very least is the monetization system. There are two changes that are coming from what we see over here, more apparently later. But one of the changes is they're going to incentivize the Boon of Plenty a little better. Apparently a lot of people in the closed beta did not like the Boon of Plenty or did not use it that much. They said it wasn't very useful. So it sounds like they're going to be making other changes to the Boon of Plenty to make it more attractive. And another thing that they're changing is one of my main complaints. I've actually made several videos about this. I'll link the first one for you up top over here, or the latest one for you up top over here. I talked about why I feel that the gem system is not very good. And what I mean by that is that if you were going to be playing with a character and upgrading them and getting them higher and higher and putting real money into legendary crests in order to upgrade your gems, those gems are going to be valuable. And if you ever want to move to a new character currently in the system, your gems cannot move with you. And this really disincentivizes, it basically makes you not want to move to a new character. And that's what Diablo Immortal is all about, right? You want to make sure that you play with different tunes and test them out and see how you like them. Like, for example, a few months or a year down the line, when they come out with maybe some new classes, you're going to want to move from your current class if you have level 5, 6, 7, 5-star gems? Most likely not. So it sounds like they agree and they've listened to us, which is great. They're going to be addressing this. Now, how is this going to happen? We don't know. They didn't say. They said they're going to be mentioning this in a future blog post or some sort of a detailed explanation when that comes. But apparently they're working on a way for you to be able to transfer and move your legendary gems to a new character or to an alt character if you like. That's a positive change. I really like that as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what they mentioned in the blog post. Remember, the details to it are down below. You could just follow the link and read it for yourself. And make sure to let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'd love to know what you think about the release dates. What do you think about all these changes? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.